What's up, baby? Did you miss me?
Hey, what's up guys? I'm back. I'm so sorry I haven't been able to post in the last couple of weeks. It's just been a little bit hectic for me in my personal life, but I got things organized and I hopefully, I am back for good on YouTube. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to do basically a follow-up video to my most popular video on this channel, which has reached over 288,000 views if I'm not mistaken at this moment in time, which is my top 10 PlayStation 4 exclusives of all time. Of course, it's my personal list and how I ranked certain games. And what we're basically going to do is just include the third-party games that I did not include in that list in this video, because a lot of people were asking me, yo, where's GTA 5, where's Red Dead Redemption 2, where's Doom Eternal, where's these other games that you did not include? Don't worry about it. I'm going to include some of the third-party games that I believe are the best in the generation of the PS4 and Xbox One. So before getting into the video, remember to subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and like this video because these are the best ways to support the channel. If every single one of you guys like this video, it really does help a lot. These are the best ways to support your fellow YouTubers, and it's free, of course. So now that I got that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Before we continue with this discussion, I would like to thank Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video. And look guys, I know that by now everyone knows what a VPN is, and almost every YouTuber that basically has a sponsor probably is already sponsored by a VPN provider. But in my case, before even being sponsored by Surfshark, I was already subscribed to them for a good time, paying with my own money, and honestly, I would have to say, I wouldn't have reached out to them if I know that this service wasn't amazing, and it is amazing. And look, if you guys are on the fence on basically getting a VPN, trust me, getting one is one of the best decisions I have done in a long time. Not only does a VPN protect all your data by basically encrypting all your data, it also gives you access to many other servers all around the world that can unlock you basically shows from streaming services that are only available in other countries. Like for example, my favorite show of all time, Don't Judge, is How I Met Your Mother, and I can't find that show in the United States Netflix. But if I change my location to, let's say, the UK, boom, the show is right there. And one of the best things also about Surfshark VPN is that this VPN provider lets an unlimited amount of devices to connect to one single account, basically saving your family and loved ones so much money. You honestly get the biggest bang for your buck with this. So if you're interested in getting a VPN service and also want to support the channel, right now Surfshark has an outrageous deal, and basically by using my link in the description down below with the promo code APNERDS, you will get an 83% off of your VPN subscription, and you'll also get 3 months for free, which means for basically a couple bucks a month, you can be fully protected while you surf the web, watch your favorite shows or movies, or game all day. Surfshark also offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you try it and you don't like it, you can simply cancel your subscription and get your money back. Basically, you're not going to lose absolutely nothing in this process. So try Surfshark VPN today, risk-free, and stay safe from the jerks on the internet. What else can I say about GTA 5 that hasn't been said already? This game is the second most sold game of all time, sitting at 140 million copies sold worldwide, selling over 20 million copies every single year since its release in 2013. The only game to actually be more successful than GTA 5 is Minecraft, a game that has sold over 200 million copies worldwide, which, if you think about it, is honestly insane. Now, for a game to basically sell this much kinda shows how much people actually love this game. The open world Rockstar created at the time for GTA 5 has ever surpassed it, and no game that basically came out after it ever surpassed it, apart from Red Dead Redemption 2, which is arguably the best open world game of all time, and it was created by Rockstar. A 2013 open world game basically puts to shame almost every single open world game made by Ubisoft or any other company that makes open world games, in my opinion. The story of GTA 5 was phenomenal, and the GTA Online portion, in my opinion, is one of, if not the most successful online game in gaming history. Keeping the attention of millions of fans worldwide for almost 8 years is basically an impossible task that only Rockstar made it possible. You don't see this anywhere else, and that is why GTA 5, in my opinion, deserves to be in my top 10 list. It's just a phenomenal game. Doom Eternal is a game I wanted to play when it came out in the beginning of 2020, but I kinda hesitated because I only had a PS4 at the time, and I truly wanted to appreciate this FPS game with a good PC that has a good graphics card, because in my opinion, the best way to play Doom Eternal is to have a great PC that can give you the best graphics possible and at the same time the best frame rates possible. You can't have that on a PlayStation or Xbox. That's why when I got my PC and Game Pass added Doom Eternal, I tried it out and instantly, Doom Eternal became one of my favorite FPS games of all time. Playing this game with my LG CX OLED TV on 1440p ultra settings and 120 frames per second is honestly the best gameplay experience I had in 2020 and possibly in the last generation. The audio design in this game is honestly incredible. The graphics are to die for. The gameplay for sure is one of the best I've ever played. This game is just super fun and I can basically play it for hours and hours and it'll still keep me captivated and immersed. If you haven't tried Doom Eternal yet, please do yourself a favor and try this game not on an Xbox, not on a PlayStation, but on a good PC. Trust me, you won't regret it. Days Gone has to be, in my opinion, one of the most underrated PS4 games of all time. Almost every person that has played Days Gone that I personally know have basically told me amazing things about this game. The story, in my opinion, is actually an enjoyable story. The pacing does suffer in the beginning of the game for a little bit, like an hour or two, but after that, when it picks up, it does not stop, and in my opinion, it's very fun to play. Fighting the hordes of infected is truly the highlight of this game, and accompanied with great gameplay, great graphics, amazing music, and a good story with a great lead in Deacon St. John, this game was honestly a fun experience, yet surprisingly emotional in some sections of the game. I really recommend every single PlayStation user and also every PC user that is going to actually play this game in the future, because this game is going to come for PC in 2021. I really want you guys to experience this game if you've never tried it, because if you do, you're not going to regret it. Ghost of Tsushima is one of the best PlayStation 4 games ever made in my opinion, and was the best way to end the PlayStation 4 generation. This game is truly a love note from Sucker Punch to us gamers. The gameplay is close to flawless. The story of Ghost of Tsushima is an engaging story about a samurai that has to learn to do things that basically goes against his own morals in order to save his own people, resulting in an emotional story that I will truly never forget. The graphics and the art design are truly exquisite, and the music, the music of this game is honestly a masterpiece. It perfectly blends with everything you do and experience in Ghost of Tsushima, and it truly makes every single fight, every cutscene, and every moment feel memorable, and it truly immersed me to the point where I basically became addicted to play Ghost of Tsushima. No wonder this game was nominated for various Game of the Year awards, winning some awards in the process, including Fan Voted Game of the Year for 2020. If you haven't tried this game out, I truly recommend you guys to do so. And if you have a PlayStation 5, Sucker Punch gave a free update for Ghost of Tsushima, meaning that PS4 owners can enjoy this game at 4K 60 FPS, making this game even more enjoyable to play. It's a must play and it deserves to be in your collection. Uncharted 4 is probably the last Uncharted game featuring the GOAT Nathan Drake, and what a game this is to end his chapter in the Uncharted universe. This is not just one of Naughty Dog's best games ever, this is truly one of the best games ever made, period. More than 15 million copies were sold worldwide, making it Naughty Dog's second most sold game ever, and no one should be surprised about this. The graphics at the time felt almost photorealistic back in 2016, and it still holds up to today's standards. The gameplay is phenomenal, the music is legendary, and what takes the cake for me, isn't necessarily the story itself, because we all know it's a cinematic action-adventure story involving characters we love looking for lost treasure for one last time. But what makes this game very special are the characters themselves. I loved Sam Drake and what he gave to the story. Sully was amazing as ever, and the ones who truly stole the show were Nathan Drake and his wife Elena. The way Naughty Dog focused on their relationship in some sections of the game made this game feel more grounded and truly touched my heart in certain sections. I guess because of me being married for a few years now, knowing how marriage isn't always easy, and when there's a lack of communication, the relationship can actually suffer. Seeing Nathan and Elena's trouble reminded me just to basically overcome your fears of upsetting your loved ones and just be honest with them about the things that you feel. This game made these moments feel so real, and if you haven't tried this game out, please do yourself a favor and play Uncharted 4. It's the best of the bunch, and it's a must play. Spider-Man is not just one of my favorite superhero games of all time. He is basically my favorite character in any media. He's the character that I looked up to when I was a little kid, because I was always bullied at school for just being different, and Peter Parker faced the same issues I faced. And to see a random kid like him who lived in Queens become Spider-Man and always using his powers for the well-being of his fellow New Yorker residents, which resulted in messing up his personal life, it's truly an inspiration to see. He is a selfless character who truly shows the true meaning of sacrifice. That is why when I heard Insomniac was going to make a Spider-Man game, I was truly hyped, and boy was I right to be overly hyped. This game is truly a Spider-Man's fan dream come true. The web swinging is perfection in my eyes. The gameplay is great. The music in this game is honestly epic. It makes web swinging truly enjoyable and making it incredibly immersive when the game focuses on the story. Oh, and the story is pretty awesome as well. Like, it's one of the best Spider-Man stories out there. This game, in my opinion, is the perfect Spider-Man movie, the perfect Spider-Man story. If any Spider-Man fan hasn't tried this game yet, please do. You're doing yourself a disservice by not playing this game, because it's not just a fun Spider-Man game, it's an emotional ride that will make hardcore Spider-Man fans cry. Man, like myself, I cried like a bitch when I finished this game, because for years I've been waiting for a good Spider-Man game, and Insomniac truly exceeded all my expectations, and probably even more. This game is a love note to all Spider-Man fans, and I just cannot wait to see what Insomniac has in store for us for Spider-Man 2. The Last of Us is my favorite story-based game of all time, and is in my top 3 favorite stories ever told in any media. And the only reason why I'm actually putting this game in 4th place is because it would be a huge disservice to the games on top, because the graphics and gameplay in this game do feel a little bit dated compared to the ones on top. So I feel like this is the highest I can actually place The Last of Us 1. The story of this game is arguably the best story ever told in video games. The music of this game is so iconic, so freaking good. I listen to the soundtrack all the time. When I work, when I drive, when I just need to relax and just take my mind out of frustrating things of life, the soundtrack of this game is basically my crack. Like, I'm addicted to the soundtrack, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. The gameplay of The Last of Us is good enough to today's standards, but what makes me basically go back to play The Last of Us 1 again and again and again is Joel and Ellie. Their relationship is honestly the best thing Naughty Dog has ever done, and have made a true masterpiece with this game, because the whole gaming community respects and adores The Last of Us 1. No wonder this game sold over 20 million copies and won over 200 Game of the Year awards. Almost no story-based game comes close to The Last of Us 1, and if you haven't got the chance to play this absolute masterpiece, I strongly recommend you guys to do so, because this game is honestly one of the best to have ever been made. Trust me, it's an unforgettable experience. Oh, God of War. What a masterpiece you are. This game, guys, is not just 2018's Game of the Year. It's truly one of the best games ever made, period. Honestly, PlayStation owners ate very good in the 7th generation of gaming, because this is another masterpiece made by PlayStation. And it's a masterpiece you can't die without playing, because it's just that good. The gameplay is flawless. The graphics are flawless. The game design is just on another level. The seamless transitions from gameplay to cutscene and then from cutscene to gameplay are so good, it makes the experience even more immersive than what it already is. I can't say much without spoiling this game, but the story is on another level as well. The relationship between Kratos and his son is well developed, and by the end of the game, you truly feel for them. I absolutely adored playing God of War when it released. And now that Santa Monica released a new patch, upgrading this game to 4K 60 FPS for PlayStation 5 owners, I need to immerse myself again in this absolute monster of a game and relive greatness all over again. This game deserves every single praise it gets, and I honestly cannot wait for God of War Ragnarok. No doubt that that game will also be as perfect as God of War 2018. Is there a better open world game than Red Dead Redemption 2? No. This game is what Cyberpunk 2077 hopes it could one day be, but it will never be. Red Dead Redemption 2 is on its own league, and I truly believe no open world game will ever surpass the greatness this game basically is. Unless another open world game by Rockstar comes out, then yeah, nobody's gonna surpass it. They are on a league of its own, because of the graphics of this game, especially on PC, are almost photorealistic. The voice acting, the environments, the attention to detail in every single corner of this massive open world, the story, the music, all flawless. The only thing in my opinion that this game suffers a little bit, it's on the gameplay. It does feel a little bit outdated, but it's okay enough to today's standards. I've spent over 150 hours playing this absolute beast of a game, exploring every single inch of this massive open world and always finding something new every single time I explore. I just cannot get enough of Red Dead Redemption 2. And also, in my opinion, Arthur Morgan is easily in the top 5 best characters of all time in gaming history. His story in this game is memorable, and he's easily Rockstar's best ever character. Red Dead 2 is the ultimate open world experience, and it's truly an immersive experience I will never forget. The Last of Us Part 2 is my favorite overall game of the last generation. No game has ever made me go through so many emotions ever in my life. No game has ever immersed me this much, to the point in which it makes me jump back to it and play it again and again and again. I have played The Last of Us Part 2 for basically the 9th time last week, and I don't think it's going to be the last time I ever play The Last of Us Part 2. The graphics of this game are truly the best graphics in any other video game I have ever played, and yeah, better than God of War and better than Red Dead Redemption 2. The audio design of The Last of Us Part 2 is truly flawless, to the point where people with major disabilities like blindness can actually enjoy The Last of Us Part 2 and actually beat the game, which is honestly incredible, and more studios should look into this, into how Naughty Dog did this, so that they can implement these features for people that have major disabilities. And it's incredible that Naughty Dog took initiative in this little movement, which is amazing. The attention to details on the environments in the game, making the environmental storytelling at its best it's basically ever been in any video game. It's honestly breathtaking. The music composed by Gustavo Santaolalla is another masterpiece of a soundtrack, making me listen to this soundtrack almost every single day while I do my daily activities. And what makes this game amazing in my opinion is the performances from Ashley Johnson as Ellie, Troy Baker as Joel, and Laura Bailey as Abby. They truly bring these characters to life, to the point in which it feels like you're actually watching a real life movie. No wonder these actors were nominated for various awards because of their performances, having Laura Bailey actually win Best Protagonist Performance out of every other game in 2020. The Last of Us Part 2, in my opinion, is a unique game with a unique story that is often misunderstood, and if given a chance, I know some people will actually see what millions of other gamers see in this game. There is no coincidence a game like The Last of Us Part 2 won over 107 fan-voted Game of the Year awards, voted by none other than us, the gamers, and over 260 Game of the Year awards. And I know it's kind of controversial to say, but if this game got these many awards, fan-voted awards, and journalist awards, it must mean something, and it actually means that a lot of people actually loved The Last of Us Part 2. Also, if I get any hate because I placed The Last of Us Part 2 as my favorite game of the previous generation, that's fine. No amount of hate will ever stop me from voicing my thoughts on my favorite video games, and neither should that happen to you, my viewers. Don't ever feel scared to voice out your opinions, even if our opinions might differ. That's the beauty about this. It's about discussing and seeing what we like and what we differ from. The Last of Us Part 2 is a generational game that was way too ahead of its time, and no doubt in my mind, this game will age like fine wine. If you haven't played The Last of Us or The Last of Us Part 2 and you love story-based games, these two absolute masterpieces are the ones for you. It will be an experience you'll never forget. So yeah guys, that's basically my list of my favorite games for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. And yeah, I mean, The Last of Us Part 2 is my favorite game of the last generation. Of course, that's for personal reasons. I really enjoyed the game. And if you guys didn't like it, then that's fine. Give me your list in the comment section down below. It doesn't have to be the same list, of course. Give me your favorite games of the last generation of any console. It can include Nintendo Switch, it can include PC, it can include Xbox or PlayStation 4. Please let me know in the comment section down below, and let's have a great conversation in discussing about our favorite games, because at the end of the day, it's all about discussing about our favorite games and just enjoying what we enjoy. That's the reason we game. It's not to rip each other apart because somebody doesn't like the game that you like. You know, it never should be like that. Let's all respect each other and let's have a great conversation down there. Also, remember to like this video because this is one of the best ways to support the channel, and subscribe if you're interested in the content that we make in this channel. Thank you guys for the support, and I hope to see you guys next time. Stay positive, stay safe, keep playing, and I'll see you guys next time.